Okay, so I wanted to show you exactly what I mean by your hormones and why they matter for weight loss, and also some bits and bobs that you can do from today onwards that are going to really help with supporting your hormones, because your hormones are in control of whether your body is actually going to lose weight. Your hormones are also in control of how obsessed, food focused you are. And your hormones are also in control of things like your mood, your energy, your libido. So when we're looking at losing weight, the first thing we want to look at is your hormones. What do your hormones need to be able to support you to lose weight? So today I'm going to show you how to support your hormones, and as a byproduct, you'll be able to obviously lose weight. I wanted to make this super simple and easy for you as well, with bits that you can just put into practice imminently, and it's not going to take loads of time, but it will be super effective for your body. You'll really start to feel different in yourself quite quickly. So first point of call is, we're not going to jump straight into weight loss. Please don't detach when I say this, because I know obviously weight loss is important, but if we want to achieve sustainable weight loss, we firstly got to give your body a bit of a reset, give those hormones a bit of a reset. Now, what we need from your hormones to be able to create weight loss is balance. Your hormones need to be balanced, and that will help with the weight loss process. So what I want you to do is focus the next few days, 1 to 2 weeks, on rebalancing your hormones. And I'm going to just give you some bits that you can focus on to help you do that, that are really simple and easy. So the first point of call is, I want you to focus on food. This is very simple and easy, okay? To be able to balance all of your hormones and get you into a routine, balance all those hunger hormones, balance your insulin levels, balancing your cortisol levels. What I want you to do is focus on eating at maintenance over the next week or two. Now, if you are unsure of what maintenance is for you, like how many calories you need to be eating to hit your maintenance target, I have a calorie calculator here. You can use it. It's very simple and easy. I built this myself. It's probably the most techie thing I've ever done. But you can put all your details in, and it will tell you exactly how many calories you need to maintain your current weight. So you can access that, so you don't need to worry about figuring it all out and getting your calculator out. It will tell you what you need. I want you to focus on hitting those maintenance calories over the next 7 days, okay? Why are we doing this? Because when we give your body what it needs to maintain your current set point, it will help to balance all these key hormones in the body. Because when we undereat and when we overeat, what it does is it causes a roller coaster effect with some of these key hormones that contribute to your weight. So things like, you'll have a big release of too much insulin if you overeat. If you undereat, this can actually bring up levels of cortisol. So it's thinking about, okay, we want to just balance things out just for a short period, okay? So your body can go, oh, it's all right. Okay, there's a bit of a routine going here. Okay, I can get used to this. And what will happen is your hunger hormones will start to really balance themselves out, and you'll find that you're not thinking about food as much. You're not feeling as reliant on food. You're not getting hangry. So let's just give your body a bit of a window where you're going to just be fueling it with adequate energy to be able to sustain your current weight. Okay, now I know you're probably thinking, oh, I really want to see results. Now, what's really fantastic about this, when you start running maintenance calories and you put your body into a bit of a routine, what tends to happen is we tend to see a whoosh with clients. And a whoosh is basically a fairly substantial drop on the scale, where suddenly their body's gone from quite a stress state to actually being fueled properly, and they release a lot of inflammation, and so they feel leaner in their body. And the scales represent that, because we see quite a large drop on the scale, and we call it a whoosh. Okay, so you will actually potentially see weight loss over this period, but that isn't the key focus here. The key focus is to just get your hormones supported and balanced, and to get you into a routine to reduce food focus. So another key piece that I want you to just put your attention on, focus on maintenance, but also the carbs that you are eating. Do keep carbs in your diet. They are really fantastic for your sleep, okay? And they are really fantastic for your cognition through the day. So it's more to do with focusing on the right type of carbs. So just pivot your attention to focusing on low glycemic index carbohydrates. And you'll be able to find a long list of those online. Really easy to find. So hit those maintenance calories, and focus on low GI carbs, it will start, honestly, you'll start to feel different. Your sleep will change, your energy will change. Honestly, it's really, it sounds so simple, but it's so freaking magical. It makes such a difference. And then exercise wise, just for this period, I want you to focus on exercise being at a steady heart rate. So if you're tracking it, great. You've got a watch or something to track the heart rate on whilst you're exercising, amazing. Just tune in and just make sure you're running at a steady heart rate. What we don't want to be doing is maxing out, really pushing the body. Another way to track this is, can you sing whilst you're exercising or have a conversation? If you can sing or have a conversation, then it means we are exercising at a steady rate. Now, why are we doing this? Because high intensity exercise, where we're really peaking the heart rate, can have quite a huge impact on our behaviors around food. It can make us more hungry, more food focused. So an example of that would be like, why is it in the afternoon suddenly your brain is like taking you into the kitchen and opening the fridge or opening the drawer? Like, that's food focus. Your brain is like, food. Okay, so what we want to do is reduce your brain directing you to the kitchen. And how do we do that? We look at variables that you're doing in your life that actually increase food focus. And sometimes when we're doing lots of high intensity exercise or just elevating the heart rate for lengthened amount of times, it can make you more food focused. And what we also want to do is balance your cortisol levels, your stress hormone. And sometimes if we're doing too much exercise, this can increase cortisol levels, and it makes it quite difficult to come back into rest and digest. But also, if you're not doing enough exercise, then it's the same principle. We can then produce cortisol and then not necessarily get rid of it. Exercise is really important, but we have to have a really sensible balance of enough but not too much. So if you're not doing like any, then obviously we want to start moving and we want to start working and elevating that heart rate. But this, if you are doing exercise and you're consistent with it, we want to now focus on just thinking a little bit more about what type of exercise, but also let's focus in on the heart rate, because this is a key piece. So any exercise you're doing, keep your heart rate nice and balanced over the next 7 to 14 days. And it will help with reducing any form of food focus or cravings. And it will also help with improving sleep. It will also help with balancing your stress levels. It will help with your decision making. Sometimes when we push it a lot on the heart rate perspective, then we go to work and we try to sit there and think about all these productive things that we want to do. Suddenly we're like, oh, nothing's coming through, or finding it hard to make a decision. And sometimes because we push it too hard on the exercise. So it's just, let's focus on heart rate just for a little bit. It will really help to just reset some of these key hormones in the body, especially cortisol and especially your hunger hormones, ghrelin and leptin. Okay, so the next one, first one is caffeine stimulation. So we just want to think about weaning caffeine back, depending on how much you are actually having. But just some rules of thumb on this: we don't really want caffeine after midday, okay? And we want to focus on, if you can just implement a small gap between waking up and having caffeine, that's really beneficial, because what happens when you wake up is your body has a natural spike of cortisol, which it's supposed to do to get you up and out of bed. Now, if you then put if you put the stimulant in at the same time, then you're kind of wasting the effect. So what we want to do is receive the effect of the increase of cortisol, and then once that's starting to like wear off, we then want to put this next stimulant in of caffeine to get you through that next window in the morning. So just be mindful of caffeine. Now, if you are having a lot of caffeine, do not just suddenly reduce it right down. It really needs to be a gradual weaning process, because if you don't gradually come off caffeine, you can get a real big headache, nasty symptoms. So you want to do it very, very slowly, but just think about reducing your caffeine down. Next one is light sensitivity around bedtime. So, or even in the evening, if you have dimmers in your house, start dimming the lights in rooms that you are in. Say to your hubby, your partner, this is what I'm doing right now. Really helps to just get your body into that rest and digest, getting you ready for bedtime to improve your sleep quality. Really easy, right? To just remember to dim more lights, maybe have a candle going. It will make a huge impact. The third one, I've actually, they are here. If you are on tech in the evening, computers especially, you definitely need some blue light blockers. These are from Amazon. If I am on my computer, in the evening, these are on, because I might have to be on my computer for work, but it doesn't mean that I have to jeopardize my sleep quality. And actually just putting these in my basket in Amazon, and they're making, you know, they make a massive difference. So these are really great. Get yourself a pair, very reasonable. And also sugar weaning, just to cover that, we want to reduce stimulants, and sugar is technically a stimulant. But again, if you're having a lot of sugar, just over the next week or two, just think to wean it back gradually. Again, if you do a full sugar cleanse very quickly, it can have quite negative symptoms and side effects. So just gradually weaning back the sugar, and integrating more of those low GI carbs. And then the next one, okay, my favorite, do not analyze your behaviors around food for the next 1 to 2 weeks. Why? Because over this period, what we're doing is giving your body support, balancing your hormones, and your body needs a bit of time to be able to actually respond to these really, really proactive protocols that you're doing. So do not beat yourself up on anything that happens over the next 2 weeks. I just want you to see it as a bit of a experiment of you giving your body a bit of a boost. Okay, and that means that what we don't want to be doing is, say we do overeat over the next 2 weeks, what we don't want to do is sit there and feel a load of guilt and shame or anything like that, because what will that do? It will just increase your cortisol levels, which just increase your stress. Okay, it might affect your sleep, worsen your sleep, and then it's like this vicious cycle. So what I want you to do is, any thoughts or feelings that come up around your relationship with food over the next 2 weeks, all I want you to do is see it as neurological junk. That's what I call it. Okay. Remember, your thoughts are not you. Obviously, these thoughts may be there because you've been conditioned in that way. You've thought in this way for a very, very long time. But over the next couple of weeks, I just want you to go, if something comes up and you're like, oh my God, I'm useless. Like, I feel so bad. Like, I shouldn't have ate that. I just want you to go, neurological junk, neurological junk. Okay. And detach from analyzing anything to do with your behaviors with food. Okay, follow the protocols I've said here, and naturally things are going to really improve. So just give yourself a bit of a break over the next 2 weeks. Okay, do not weigh yourself daily. That's a really important one. Okay, we don't need to be doing that. Come away from the scale. Now, if you do want to see the success of this in scale form, then you might want to weigh yourself initially, and you might want to check in you know, at the end of the period. But what I don't want you to do is become obsessive with jumping on the scale every day. Remember, we're not looking to lose weight over this phase. Okay, we are looking to just give your body a bit of tender loving care and to balance the key hormones in your body, which will lead to sustainable weight loss. Like, we cannot start a weight loss journey when everything is totally chaotic internally. We want to start a weight loss journey when we have full harmony and balance inside the body. So do not weigh yourself, because remember, we're not gunning for huge weight loss. We are just looking to get everything balanced and ready for weight loss. And the last one is, keep a daily log. Even if you're busy, you are busy. That's why you're watching this. But you need to keep a log just so you can remind yourself and clock in to say, actually, things are improving. So what I like to do is actually use a scorecard, like score yourself between 1 and 5 for key things like your energy for that day, your mood, your food focus, your libido, because this will give you a trend. You'll be able to look back and look over it and just see how things are improving. So you can either crack on, get on with all of this. If you've listened and you're like, there's a lot there, then just pick a key area, okay, and focus in on that, and it will be super, super effective. Trust me, this is the bread and butter of supporting your body to really get into a balance and a flow, and we have to focus on this first. And trust me, like at the end of this period as well, you just feel so good because you're like, my energy's increased, my sleep is better, I'm not as obsessed with food. I can actually do this. And it really was a game changer for me when I learned how to balance my hormones and actually give my body what it needed. That's when things became a lot easier on the weight loss front. So follow these bits and bobs, will be so super effective. And yeah, would love to know how you get on as well. So just keep me up to date.